Hi there, welcome. Today I'm going to do an experiment with the new Lightroom CC 2019. There's one feature that I think I will find very useful, and that is the HDR Panoramic. I have done panoramic HDRs before, but you've always needed to combine the bracketed shots into an HDR and then use Lightroom to stitch them together into a panoramic. This takes up a lot of time sitting at the computer. In this new update, you're able to do everything with a couple of clicks. So let's dive into Lightroom and see how this works. Okay, so here we are in Lightroom, and as you can see, I got a number of pictures already open. There's 15 in total. Each one consists of a normal underexposed and an overexposed. So they're all HDRs. And the only thing I've done to them is when I imported them, we come down to lens correction. You can see remove chromatic aberrations been turned on, and edit profile corrections have been turned on. Their lens profile connections have been turned on. So that's all I've done, and that is done on basically a preset. So anytime I download or upload a picture, it automatically puts those settings on it. Okay, so here we are. We're back into the library mode. So we're going to select all of these, and apparently it's supposed to be pretty simple. So we just hold the Shift key, select. That's all of them. And then it should either be a right click, and we'll have photo merge, and there's photo HDR panorama right there. And then you can also come up to photo, down here to photo merge, and there's HDR panorama. So I'll click that, and now the images should load. Okay, I'm going to edit this one in spherical, cylindrical, and prospective. I've used them all. I seem to favor spherical more. Don't know why. It just seems to do a good job. So this right now is capturing my, or taking my HDRs and doing a preview. So this might take a little while. So I'm going to run downstairs, put the kettle on, and make myself a cup of coffee. So don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got my coffee. It did take quite a while. I actually paused the recording while I was doing this, and it didn't turn out too bad. So on the screen here, I forgot to mention, I got auto cropping checked and auto settings checked. I usually turn off auto cropping. I like to be able to see what I got there anyway. And then also on here, you can see the buildings are slightly off. Here, I'm going to just see if I can drag this out a bit further where you can see. Just grab the edges and you can pull it out. These buildings here are slightly off-centered, so we're just going to use the boundary warp. And I'm going to click and bring it about there. Yeah, that's actually not looking bad. And then I'll crop it when I finish in Lightroom. So now everything's done. We're in spherical, auto crops off. You can see I must have been fairly level because I really didn't have that much of the stuff outside here. So now all we do is click merge. And hopefully that'll go a lot faster than the last time. But anyway, I'll probably pause the recording here and I'll get back to you. While I drink my coffee, I'm going to watch this load. As you can see here on the library, it finally loaded. It took me about 3/4 of an hour. So actually, when considered to the way I used to do it before, it's probably about the same amount of time, except I had more time on my hands to do other things in the house. But here we are here. It's come out pretty nice. So it doesn't look bad at all. Very happy with it. So one of the things I hear quite often from people I know is they don't like to shoot in RAW because they don't understand Lightroom, how it works. So I'm going to do a real quick edit in Lightroom to show you how easy this goes. And you can do it, it's really quick. So let's open up the develop module. Here's the develop module. This is the basic panel here. Here, we just get rid of the titles and that. There we go. First thing I want to do is crop. So we go up to the crop tool. We have the original here. These are all ratios. I usually like to do my panels in a 16:9 ratio. So we'll click that. And I can even bring it down a bit more. Let's see, where do I want this? Okay, and about there looks good. So just click OK, we're done. Now, first thing we're going to do is white balance. And as also you'll notice in my profile, I'm in Adobe Color. Usually the one I like to work with the most when I'm doing a color photo. So also on the side here, we have this little arrow. When I click on it, it brings out this side panel. And what I want you to look at is this side panel, is this little view screen here. So now when I take the eyedropper for the white balance, right now we're at an 8600 white balance. I click it and bring it in. As you'll notice, that one keeps changing as I move it around the screen. So I can easily set my white balance just by moving it within my picture and watching my little navigator screen here to get what I feel is good white balance for this. And let's see, what do we want? That's a bit too blue. Right about down here. Let's try that. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a bit bluer than what it was as shot. So anyway, that's done. Then I can just click this arrow here and it gives me more room to work. Now, the next thing we do is you come down, you have exposure here. All we have to do is hit auto. Click on the auto button. It does all the exposures for you. All the sliders are moved. The next thing I like to do is add a little contrast. So instead of using the contrast slider here, I come down to the tonal curve, linear, click on these, and usually I do medium contrast. And that looks good. Close that off, back to the basic. And now I'm back up in here again. So these sliders have all been preset for me, but now I can adjust them individually to improve the picture to more what I like. This one here is actually pretty good. And if we just look at the before and the after, there's a huge difference there. So usually what I like to do is take the white slider first, hold the Option or Alt key down, and then just drag it till you get all those whites, and then bring it back till most of it disappears. And then I'll do the same with the black. Hold the Option key down, click, and then I just bring it up till I start getting some blacks in there. And then I can, after I got the black point, I can adjust it to just looking at the screen to where I feel I like it best, which is about right there. Clarity, you can or cannot give it a bit of clarity. This picture I don't think really needs it. Dehaze, I'm just going to add a little touch, see what it does. Okay, so yeah, I like that. That's about 6%. Vibrance, the computer pushed it up to 14. I think I just might give it a little touch of saturation. Yeah, it's about 7, not bad. Okay, also, on the lens correction, you don't have to touch that. That has already been done in our bracketed shots. Okay, now the only other thing we got left to do, well, not the only, but the next thing we got left to do is sharpening. So I usually like to put the detail up and around 40, 45, somewhere around there. And then I'll come into masking. I'll hold the Option key down or Alt key, and I'll just slide this. White gets sharpened, black doesn't. Bring it up fairly high until I get nice sharp lines on my edges and that. And I let it go. Sharpening, we'll bring it into 100%, and then I'll just move the sharpening over until I feel it's nice and sharp, and that's it there. Yeah, that looks good. And then noise reduction, usually I give it anywhere from 25 to 30 on noise reduction. This is not a noisy picture, so it's actually fairly good. And that's basically it. You can come into the effects and add a slight vignetting and just to darken the corner of the skies a bit. And let's just have a look what difference that made. And that's it. That shot is completely edited. If you hit the Y key, it shows me a before and after. It's easy to do. You end up with a nice picture, very little work. And all you have to do is hit the auto button, adjust those sliders a bit more to get them where you want. You can go back anytime in this process. It's non-destructive, and you can pull these sliders over again. If you want the highlights a bit darker, actually that's not bad. Or the whites, bring them out. That's all you have to do. And then that's it. There's our picture. Not bad at all. I really like this new addition to Lightroom. I found it takes about the same amount of time. However, I'm not stuck at the computer, and it frees me up to do other things while the computer is working. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys found this interesting and you were able to learn something new today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have subscribed, thank you. So, until my next video, take care and have a good day. Bye.